welcome back. Thanks for coming back. Where are we? Well, we're en route from Larnaca Airport and we've just arrived on the outskirts of Limassol, and there's a man in front looking very, very chuffed with himself because he's got himself a blue Ford Mustang and he's heading down to downtown Limassol to see just how blue, and that blue Mediterranean Sea really is, and it is a spectacality of a day indeed. If you haven't watched the last episode, why are we coming from Larnaca? Well, Miss Marika, Ochin, Receiving Ella Booth, and the baby LaBooth, that's Ella the daughter, have been dropped off, and they soon will be getting on a big bird and flying off to downtown Tbilisi. So she'll be on our screens for the next week because we have done that a little bit of extra footwork and made 1 or 2 extra videos to keep you entertained. But she's promised us that she's going to make 1 or 2 little videos in and around Tbilisi, send them to me, and I'm going to try and edit them into, well, you know, some of my stupidity as well. Anyway, what you're seeing is the coastline of downtown Limassol on a truly spectacality of a day indeed. We are going to turn off the highway and I'm going to take you along the main boulevard. So something new on the little channel known as Marika and me. And there's an awful lot of development going on in Limassol, as there is in Paphos. But of course in Limassol they are now building these massive skyscrapers. 1 or 2 have come to Paphos, and guess what? 1 or 2 more are coming. So slowly but surely there is no doubt that the area of Paphos is going to become a high rise. I'm going to switch my stop-start engine back on because it really annoys me. Drop it in the comments, is it something that annoys you when your engine keeps stopping? Because to be honest, you're only going to save 1 or 2 pence, aren't you? And it's just annoying, especially in Cyprus, because your aircon then goes into this economy mode and you get hot. Now, I understand you're thinking, what's he talking about? It's December. Yes, it is. It's December in downtown Limassol, and the temperature outside is 22 degrees. 3rd week of December, and yes, you heard me correctly. It is 22 degrees. Not bad, is it? Yeah? So, get yourself on a big bird or a canoe and start paddling like crazy. Paphos, Cyprus, Marika and me, Limassol even, is waiting, especially for you. Right, we are going to take a right. We're now technically on the Limassol Boulevard. Okay, and slowly but surely we'll get towards the main promenade area. So something new on the little channel known as Marika and me. And as you may notice, all of the property developers, and there's a lot of them by the way, are all playing one-upmanship, and they all want to do a fancier building than the other one. So there's some quite exciting buildings being built in and around Limassol, and as I've said, slowly but surely it's going to come to Paphos. At the moment, one has been built, as we know, across to the 5-star Amarvi Hotel on the main Passidonis Avenue. This is a nice hotel, isn't it? There we are, radio, look at that hotel. Now I remember a while back we stayed in a hotel just over the road here. I can't remember what it's called now, but it's just over there in front of me. And I thought I got a good deal. And I looked out the window and I realised it wasn't actually a beachside hotel, even though it said it was, because you've got to cross the road. But anyway, on the left-hand side is that hotel. And I quickly went on booking.com and found out that I could have stayed in that hotel for €10 a night less. It's called the Atlantica Bay. That's where we stayed. Not a bad hotel. If you want to see it, go and hunt us down on YouTube. Google the magic words Atlantica Bay Hotel Limassol, Marika and me, and up will come 1 or 2 little productions of us monkeying around. But across the road is a fabulous hotel. I can't even say its name. And I could have stayed there for €10 less. Oh my goodness. Anyway, and I remember making a video along a pathway just down there on the left. So if you want to see some of the videos that we did in Limassol, Google, we'll go on YouTube, and of course put in the search bar Marika and me Limassol, and up will come 1 or 2 little videos of myself and Miss Ochin Receiving Ella Booth dancing and prancing on the promenade in the old town and in 1 or 2 hotels, especially for you. Now, big shout out to some of the superstars that like to watch the show now and again. If your name is Baron John and there's a girl in your life called Baroness Louise. She likes a little bit of cheese and a bottle of wine or two. I hope you're having a great time, and I hope you are wandering around buying all your Christmas presents and getting ready for the big event that's coming very soon indeed. And of course, not long after that is the new year, and very quickly indeed you will be coming back to downtown paradise, and we'll be waiting especially for you. Look at that now for a skyline. As I've said, there's all these fancy buildings getting built, and there's permission apparently for another 50 or so. So the Limassol skyline, as they call it, isn't it, is going to change very drastically over the next few years. When I first came to Cyprus 15 years ago, I think 5 or 6 stories was the maximum. Now 20, 25, 30. It's not New York, but of course it is changing rather rapidly. Speed limit in and around here 50 kilometers an hour, so we're going to set the cruise control now. Well, no we won't, because we'll be stopping and we'll be starting, but we'll keep an eye on the speed, because the boys in blue and the girls in blue are looking especially for you and me. So be careful. Speed limit 50 kilometers an hour. As long as you don't go over 60-ish, you'll be all right. That hotel's having a refurb, but that's a new block getting built. There's a new block inland getting built. Massive changes in downtown Limassol. Now, I understand that a few people do come to Limassol on holiday, and you're going to get a great time, because of course it sits on the cusp of the blue Mediterranean Sea. That never changes. The sun is always shining, especially for you, and you're going to get a great holiday. It's just that we live in Paphos. I have a business in Paphos, so we can't come out to Limassol, Ayia Napa, Nicosia that often, but whenever we do, we'll make a special video or two just for you. There's another fancy building. See, some of them are really beautiful, aren't they? They really are works of art. Imagine living on the top floor there. You must get a spectacality of a view, but the problem is if you had a power cut or the lift didn't work, isn't it? That's when the problem started. And that's, in my opinion, and I stress my opinion, why I wouldn't want to live in one of these high rises. I understand that the view can be spectacular. You won't hear any noise, you can wave at your cousin as he flies in on a big bird. But what if, and I mean what if, how do you carry all your luggage up there? How do you get all your shopping bags up there? And bear in mind, you probably paid $1 million or $2 million or $5 million for this apartment. The indignity of having to carry all your stuff up in the elevator. So I don't get it, but I understand lots of people like to live up in the clouds. 2 or 3 stories is more than enough for me. Imagine if you fell off the balcony. Well, there's no point in imagining, there wouldn't be much left, would there? Anyway, downtown Limassol on a spectacality of a day indeed. The temperature is amazing, and of course there's not actually that much traffic driving around, because we're way out of the tourist season. So Limassol suffers very heavily with a lot of traffic. And when I complain about Paphos, but Limassol, oh my goodness. If your name's Dizzy Blonde and you're in downtown Manchester, you come to Limassol at rush hours, then you know what gridlock is. I understand in Manchester you're only crawling along at perhaps 1 mile an hour. In Limassol, you may as well get out and walk. It's just wall to wall, Porsche Cayennes, Bentleys, Rolls Royces, etc. And you never know, you might see a man called Johnny driving around in his Porsche, and sitting by his side smiling will be, of course, the beauty Lana. Big shout out to Johnny and Lana in downtown Marika, getting ready for Christmas. We had a great meal in the Tbilisi restaurant, and when Marika comes back in January or perhaps early February, guess what? We'll go and do it all over again. So don't forget to answer your phone. That time the bill will be on me. That's a nice building, isn't it? Yeah, work of art. Really is. Don't click off just yet, because hopefully the traffic will stay light and we will get to see a little bit of the promenade a little bit further up. And on that note, if you like what you see, hit the like, click that subscribe, and don't forget to keep coming back for a little bit more of our complete and utter madness. And if you want to keep the channel afloat, perhaps if you want a special video for you, drop it in the comments, and that video will be coming especially just for you. All you've got to do is gift us 1 or 2 coffees on the Buy Me a Coffee platform. Buy Me a Coffee platform, totally safe, totally secure. Google it, Buy Me a Coffee, Marika and me. Up will come our landing page. You'll get to read now a little bit more about us, and of course you can choose to read the comments and the replies, and perhaps consider to gift us a virtual coffee or two. And of course, a special shout out will be coming just for you. You can also choose to become one of our superstar members on the Buy Me a Coffee platform, and all it costs is €10 a month. You get yourself a special title. Of course, you get yourself that little bit closer to Marika and me. And on top of all of that, birthday shout-outs, Christmas shout-outs. If you want me to call your cat in, drop it in the comments, and guess what? That cat will be coming chuchki dancing in, especially for you. Building after building, brand new ones, some old ones that are waiting to be refurbished or knocked down and perhaps rebuilt up into the stratosphere, 25, 27 floors, why not? Eh? Little downtown Limassol is becoming little downtown New York. There's a lady with a little puppy dog sitting there. Perhaps she'll gift us a copy or two, and I'll call that little dog in especially for you. What a beautiful looking little dog, and he's wondering, what am I going to get for Christmas? No, he's not thinking that far ahead. He's thinking, what am I going to get for lunch? And by the way, it's a little bit cold for me because I'm a Cypriot dog. Why not get me a nice new fur coat or two? Anyway, more new buildings coming up right in front of us, and I promise you, don't click off just yet. We are going to get to the main boulevard of downtown Limassol. So something new on the little channel known as Marika and me. And there are some odd buildings, aren't there? That building in front of us right is quite nice, but if you look to the back, there's that ultra slim building. That looks a little bit funny, doesn't it? In my opinion, anyway. But of course, as time goes on, they're going to squeeze another one in between those, aren't they? Definitely. Just to steal that one's view. There's a little postage stamp of land. But guess what? If you're going to build a big skyscraper, that doesn't matter. You can make an awful lot of money, shall we say. And that, of course, is what the world's all about, isn't it? Making a couple of bob or two, just to make sure that you can go on holiday and come and dance the chuchka on the downtown Paphos promenade. Perhaps pop into the Pelican restaurant, say, oh yeah, to Mr. Andros, the boss, and perhaps say, oh, kokobu, which means koko, I love you in Greek. That's what people like to do, and you never know, on the way out, you might get to chuck a chip or two at Mr. Paul and Miss Marika, who will be sitting there waiting, especially for you. I promise you, the main event is coming up around these next couple of curves. We will be hitting the main boulevard in downtown Limassol. And you may have noticed, if your name's Lady, oh, so sweet Caroline, that the road surfaces in and around Limassol are absolutely Sherlock Holmes. So go get your bottom on a memory foam pillow. But just before you do, pour a tot or two for the legend known as Lord Nigel of the Big Guns. And I'm promising you, there's a Breitling watch waiting in Miss Cooler's, especially for you. Yeah, it's the woman with the blue face. I've chosen it. She's put it on one side, and she says, have a word with Lord Nigel and see if you'll buy it, especially for Mr. Paul. Probably not. Anyway, there we go. Let's keep going. There's a big bus in the way, so we've got to get into the next lane. Hopefully there'll be some courteousness. Yes, a little bit. Maybe let me go. That's a new bus. Oh my goodness. If you read the news, I think it was last week, wasn't it? They took all the buses off the road because they kept going on fire. Why were they going on fire? Because they were too old. So it appears that they bought one or two new ones. So hopefully those buses will give good service and be nice and clean. Transport people up and down the Limassol Boulevard. Now, if you go down there to the left, you get to go to the beachfront, but you can't get there in a car. You've got to go on foot. So stick with us. We're going to keep going a bit further, and I promise you the buildings will start to subside a little bit, and you will get a view to the left out across the blue Mediterranean Sea. And again, some nice buildings coming up into the view, isn't there? One or two over there. The skyline is definitely changing an awful lot. See, the traffic is building, and it's going to crescendo into a gridlock in another couple of minutes. We may be clicking off very soon. indeed. But not just yet. Let's keep going. You may notice the cars are starting to go that little bit more upmarket as we get closer. We've got a Bentley Bentayga over there in blue, but of course I want it in black. And I also want a Bentley Flying Spur, yes, and also a Bentley GT. So don't forget, Lady Andrea, to keep playing that lottery, because you never know, there could be a big win coming too. Of course, Sir Mart, he wants a, no, what's he want? Flying Spur? No, he doesn't want Flying Spur, does he? No, he wants a GT. So get him a GT, get me a GT, a Flying Spur and a Bentayga. But please make sure when you talk to Jack Barclay that you're not talking to Lord Jeremy Payne, because he doesn't understand the difference between the blacks of the paint. I want all 3 Bentleys in the same black, okay? When I was talking to him on the phone the other day, that was Lord Jeremy doing an impersonation of Jack Barclays. That's a main dealer in downtown London. He was confused. So make sure you talk to Jack Barclay. Yes. Anyway, slowly but surely, you may have noticed that the buildings on the left-hand side are starting to recede a little bit. My hairline, no, my hairline went a long, long time ago. Anyway, spectacular buildings are coming up on the right, but I'm promising you, if you don't click off just yet, you are going to get a view out across the sandy beaches in downtown Limassol into the blue Mediterranean Sea. All the billboards advertising all these fancy, what's that one's called, what? Blue Marine, but they've forgotten the E on the end. Perhaps that's my stupidity, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if we're knocking this building down soon, because that's a little bit scruffy, and they'll be building something fancy and posh, so you can come down and sit and look out across the blue Mediterranean Sea. What's the price of benzene today? €1.59.2, so it's staying a bit static at the moment, isn't it? So don't forget, there is a cost involved with making a YouTube video. Of course, it's all down to you. All you've got to do is gift us that virtual coffee or two. Lady Lubica, we thank you from the bottom of our 2 hearts. One of our superstars who now and again treats us to that coffee or two. I've supped on one already, and of course I've got another one by my side. I'll have a quick slurp on that. And Lady Lubica, I'm loving you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much. As you can see now, the beach is starting to appear behind the trees, and the blue Mediterranean Sea. Lady Lubica, that coffee is absolutely lovely. Nastarovia. There we are. The beach of downtown Limassol is coming up. There's a little bit of parking, but it's very difficult to get onto it, shall we say. So you're not going to get an actual view. You've just got to imagine it and understand that now on this part of the boulevard there are very few obstructions to the beach, and it is a very, very nice beach indeed. Pretty much pure sand. There's little cafeterias and seating areas where you can enjoy it and sit around and chat with your friends, with your husband, with your wife, perhaps with your dog, perhaps with your cat, and have a great, great view out across the blue Mediterranean Sea. I'm going to say thanks for watching. If you like what you see, hit the like, click the subscribe, and don't forget to keep coming back for a little bit more of our complete and utter madness. Thanks for watching. I'm going to like this cigar. You keep watching. Absolutely to die for. Sir Martin, give Lady Victoria a hug, pop to your man cave, and go tonk on a Romeo and Juliet. Big shout out to Sir Bernie, and of course the girl in his life, Lady Jan, and of course my great mate up in downtown Dublin. If your name's Lord Derek Scully, don't forget to make a special dinner for your LaBouffe on Christmas Day. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again very, very soon.